Hey Bookworms, we're going to do our weekly whimsy today. So we have our treasure chest. So we should be heading up to the end of all this, and I figured the treasure chest makes sense towards the end, since that's what they are on a mission for. Okay, so I've got it pre-traced, and I am going to use my small micron. Actually, yes, I'm going to use my small micron. All right, so I'm going to do that really sketchy technique, like the picture. Okay, and then really loosely I'm going to hold the pen and make some wood grain. So I'm just like barely touching. You can see I moved my hand back, so the pen almost skips. And I'm holding it very lightly. All right, and then I'm going to darken up these between the boards a little bit. Okay. I really like how sketched the image is, so I'm trying to mimic that. Okay, this is looking pretty cool. Getting pencil all over my hands. And then I'm just going to do like a wash of color, I think, of some browns and stuff for the trunk. So most of my work, I think, for this one is going to go into the sketching part of it. All right, and then I'm not gonna do the coins yet because I have some ideas that I want to do with that. Let's see how it works. Okay. All right, and then straight down here. Okay, and then again, I'm going to do the wood grain, so I'm going to hold my pen back further and just sort of very lightly let the pen skip. Almost pressing too hard this time. Gotta like loosen up. All right, same thing on this side. Let me loosen the hand up. You can see I'm like sort of following the angle of the boards, and then gotta get our planks in there. There we go. And then we need some cross hatching. Okay. And then I am going to erase some of these pencil marks. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my gold pen. This actually makes really good sized coins. That's pretty awesome. All right, I'm going to do the same thing down here. And I'm going to let that dry. Okay. Actually, let's see what I want to do. I want to use this again. Actually, let's do the silver. Hold on. There we go. Sorry for the banging. Now, I'm not sure if this will work like I'm thinking. I'm thinking if I do a wash over the metallic paints, because these are oil-based, I believe, that the watercolor will not like mess with this, if I'm correct. Okay, so okay. And then I'll probably use some of the gold to go back and put some of the nail heads in on the sides there. But let's see. I'm gonna grab my watercolor. Okay. And so I'm picking up some black. Let's see. I'm not sure if this will give me what I'm wanting. Yeah, so see, I don't know if you guys can see, but this is actually, the oil-based paint is actually resisting the watercolor. So let me now pick that water, or that paint back up. And here, let's see. Oh yeah, that did work. Okay, I don't know if you guys, hopefully you can catch the light. See how that worked with the metallic? And I still made the shadow behind it. But it did like a resist with it. Okay. Well, that was what I was hoping for. Okay. And then, let's see. I'm going to do some browns. Okay. Now, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then I want to make a dark background around it. So I'm going to do a really deep purple. Well, I say really deep and it didn't come out nearly as dark as I was thinking. because it's watercolor, so you know. I'm adding some black around the edges to give it like a vignette. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna grab more purple. I feel like I need to blend some into this area here. There we go. Okay. Just adding a little more lines around the outside edge with a little bit darker, bigger micron, just to make it stand out a little better. Ended up a little messier than I wanted, but that's okay. It's not what I pictured in my head. I love when it ends up what I picture in my head, but very rarely does that happen, so. I'm gonna add a little more shade around some of these coins. I feel like this will make them pop a little more. Yeah, that looks cool. I like that better. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing down here. Okay. There we go. That detail work is definitely making it stand out a little better. All right, much better. Oh yes, I like that much better. Okay, very cool. Just needed some extra detail. So there it is. And then you can see the metallic shimmer. Okay, that was a fun one, especially when it started coming together a little bit more at the end there. I was definitely not super excited about it, but I like it better now, so that's good. I'm adding a little more shadow at the bottom because you know I can't ever just leave it alone, right? And then maybe some over here. Okay. There we go. So there is our treasure chest. All right. Have an awesome week, guys. I will see y'all soon. Bye.